It is indeed Carnival FM 87.9. I'm very pleased to say I'm joined in the studio by Otti Albietz and James as well. Good evening.
You're cheering yourself there.
Well, just us.
Well, there aren't many of us in the studio, are there? So there is that side to it. Otti, now you actually were born in Spain, I believe.
I was born in the same city as Pablo Picasso.
That's right.
I have none of his talent.
Well, that's that. We'll find that out in a minute.
Well, I can't paint.
But you actually spent quite a lifestyle travelling around Europe as well as a youngster, didn't you, I believe?
Dragged around in a van and in various different receptacles, yeah.
Was that a musical upbringing?
I guess so, more in the sense of listening than playing, yeah.
So what were you listening to back then? What sort of influences that sort of have got you where you are now with the music that you're playing now?
Music on the road, so a lot of flamenco through Spain and Northern African music in Morocco, Portuguese fado, but then also just the stuff my dad was listening to on tape in the car. Yeah. Jethro Tull, Jimi Hendrix, King Crimson, really Beatles, but that's why I got into them at a young age, I think, because he hated them.
I was talking to Harry Osborne earlier, and I mean they're younger, but they sort of absorbed all their parents' record collections and that, and you've obviously done that as well.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's right. And James, same with you?
Yeah, well, certainly I was brought up by, my dad used to play kind of a lot of, mainly kind of the same stuff, really. It was a
vinyl or tape? Go on, James.
Well, actually...
CD.
To be fair, well, my first tape was Axel F, which is obviously the theme tune to Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't even know that. Axel F.
So certainly, no. A lot of Beatles. It sort of has quite a full memory for me as a kid, and sort of reminds me. And Focus, interestingly enough, which is obviously a prog rock band from Holland. Yeah. And ironically, we found out that my dad's real dad was actually Dutch, which we only found that out about 7 years ago. So
there's a real continental theme going on here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which I thought there was nothing that miraculous about my family that was going on.
And
then we find out a few different things. But yeah.
So how did you both of you actually start playing? How old were you when you started playing guitar, Otti?
More seriously, probably at the age of about 10 or 11.
Still quite
then
young.
I gave it up for ages and then took it up again at 17.
Right.
18.
James, with the drums?
Yeah, well, I, from a young age, was...
Opera singer, right, first of all?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. I was taught cello, which is I've now found out to be an amazing, beautiful instrument. And, of course, from a young age, I was perhaps 7 to 9 that I learned the cello. And unfortunately, I didn't necessarily find my grounding in that when I was that age, but I'd always had a fascination with drums since I was about 3 years old. And then I wasn't doing anything when I was about 11, 12 years old, and my dad said, do you want to do anything musically? Because I wasn't doing anything, and I said, yeah, I'd really like to play drums. And he built me this very rudimentary Yamaha tabletop kind of drum machine thing, which had all the pads on it, but very basic kind of thing. It wasn't a full setup kit or whatever. Yeah, very 80s kind of sounds in it. But
sort of thing.
And he actually taught me my first beats on that because he was a guitarist and knew a few kind of drum beats. So it all went from there, really. So yeah.
Right. I mean, I know talking to you earlier. I mean, Otti, did you play with any other bands now? I remember you in a band called Dusty Roscoe a few years ago.
Was I? I've forgotten. Yeah, no, I do still play in different setups, but I'd say this is the most potent one I'm most committed to.
But I mean, James, you
spent a lot of time in other things.
Yeah, James, you were playing about 4 or 5 different bands, wasn't it?
Yeah. Don't obviously mention it to Otti again.
He's nice. He's a busy man.
Yes.
Well, yeah. I'm playing in very.
King So Slim.
Yeah, he's just named.
And what's the other one? Sand Rabbit
and Rufus Stone as well.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Rufus Stone band.
Man.
But the great thing about it is being from a drumming perspective is that they're all so different in terms of what they do that there's nothing that is similar in that sort of sense.
So is that something about the Hastings music scene? I ask everyone about the Hastings music scene, and do you find it very diverse? Is that what you like about it, or don't you like it?
Yeah, collection of musical pirates.
Yeah, well, that's a good way of putting it.
In respect of its history.
Yeah. So right, you're going to play 3 songs for us now, I believe. One from each of your 3 albums, I believe you
Yeah,
said.
we thought we'd be kind of PR-y about
Are
it.
you going to do it in chronological order as
Yeah,
well?
we're going to be really
Yeah.
beep about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, go for it. Otti Albietz.
First one
Wait
is
for the
called
peps.
The Hopeful Children, just from the first album. Second one is called Who Are the Wishful, from the second album. The previous one was from the first album. And then What Is It, from the third album. Are you ready? Don't cry, the monster's gone. He's run across the mountains over rocks and sun. Kill him when you find, kill him when you find, kill him when you find your divinity. Following the droplet path of bright red blood that the monster's lost. Make sure you don't lose, make sure you don't lose, make sure you don't lose your divinity. All of the hopeful children crept to surprise our divine. Ah, 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 ah. Don't cry, the monster's gone. He's run across the mountains over rocks and sun. Kill him when you find, kill him when you find, kill him when you find your divinity. When you finally catch up with him, the sun will rise to blind the monster and you. You've never seen him so, you've never seen him so, you've never seen the monster as weak as this, have you? All of the hopeful children crept to surprise our divine. Ah, 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 ah. Ah, 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 ah,